Most men don't realize this. You can spend thousands on clothes and still look cheap. Not slightly off, unmistakably cheap. And the worst part is, the more money you spend trying to fix it, the worse it often becomes.
Because the problem was never the price tag. It was always the visual signal you send without realizing it. Expensive clothes cannot hide confusion and identity. In high-status dressing, price is only the entry point. Once you understand perception and signal, your clothes stop wearing you and you begin to control how others read you. Today, we break down exactly why expensive often looks cheap after 50 and how a few small corrections completely change how the world responds to you.
Gentlemen, Edward Harrington here. Over the years, observing power and elite spaces, I've noticed a powerful psychological phenomenon shaping perception. It's called the halo effect. One strong trait, like refined appearance, makes people assume intelligence, competence, and trustworthiness without evidence. Two men walk into a room, one dressed loudly, every piece demanding attention, the other dressed quietly, almost unnoticed. And yet, without fail, people gravitate toward the simpler man. They trust him more. They assume he holds more power. Because perception doesn't measure wealth by what you show. It measures it by what you no longer need to prove.
Looking expensive is about restraint, the confidence to remain unnoticed by the masses, yet unforgettable to the trained, discerning eye. The moment your outfit starts trying to impress you, lose authority. Because true presence never asks for attention, it naturally commands it.
The first mistake, and the most common, is the logo trap. A quiet signal replaced by something far too loud. We've been conditioned to believe a brand name creates status. But real status is never built through obvious shortcuts. After 50, a large logo doesn't say success. It says you need others to recognize it for you. It stops being a detail and becomes a distraction. And distraction is the fastest way to lose authority.
Why would a high-status man turn himself into a walking advertisement for a corporation? Real wealth never needs to announce itself. It assumes recognition through quality, not branding. When you remove the logo, you force people to focus on you, your face, your presence, your composure, and that is where real authority is built. Subtlety communicates certainty. Loudness communicates compensation. If you want to look expensive, stop buying logos and start investing in fabric, fit, and restraint.
The second mistake is what I call the mannequin syndrome. Everything looks too new, too sharp, too untouched. There's a sterile perfection many men chase, thinking it looks clean. But in reality, it removes all sense of ownership.
In old money culture, there is a concept called sprezzatura, the art of looking effortless, even when nothing is accidental.
If you look like you just stepped out of a shopping bag, you don't look refined. You look like a guest.
Objects that are too perfect feel temporary. They look like they were just bought for an occasion, not lived in, not owned. True status feels lived in. It's in the softened collar, the natural creases, the subtle imperfections that signal time, familiarity, and quiet ownership. A brand new shoe tells people you bought it yesterday. A slightly aged shoe tells people this life belongs to you. One is a transaction, the other is heritage.
I want you to visualize this. You're at a high-end charity gala, where every detail signals status and control. Man A wears a sharp tuxedo, constantly adjusting his cuffs, careful with every movement, trying to maintain a perfect appearance. Man B wears an older dinner jacket, soft and worn, perfectly fitted, leaning back comfortably, completely relaxed and at ease. One looks perfect, the other looks comfortable, and your brain instantly decides who actually belongs in that room. The man who is comfortable is the one in control. Because true status never feels tense, it feels natural.
One man looks like he's attending an event. The other looks like he owns the room. The difference isn't clothing, it's comfort, familiarity, and control. Status is the ability to remain relaxed in high-pressure environments. Your clothes should move with you, not restrict you, not control you, not expose your discomfort. When your clothes feel lived in, they tell a story of experience. When they feel stiff and new, they tell a story of effort.
Third, let's talk about shine. Many men confuse shine with luxury, but that assumption leads them in the wrong direction. Shiny fabrics feel impressive at first glance, but most of that shine doesn't come from quality, it comes from synthetic materials. Polyester and cheap blends create a harsh, artificial reflection. It's not elegance, it's a plastic illusion under bright lighting. And once you notice it, you can't unsee it. That shine doesn't elevate your presence, it quietly weakens it.
Cheap fabrics shout, they reflect light aggressively and try to imitate luxury, but fail instantly the moment they are seen or touched closely. Refined materials absorb light instead of reflecting it. They create depth, softness, and richness that signals quality without needing attention or artificial brightness. A simple merino wool sweater will always look more expensive than a shiny designer jacket made of synthetics. One is imitation, the other is substance.
Fourth, you're trying too hard. And people can feel that instantly, even before they consciously understand why. I see men wearing everything at once: tie bars, pocket squares, rings, pins, watches, layered without restraint or intention. And what that communicates is simple. You are afraid of being overlooked, so you try to compensate with more. But more creates noise. And when there is too much noise, the message of authority disappears completely.
The rule is simple. If one element stands out, everything else must remain quiet. Balance creates authority. Excess destroys it instantly. When your jacket speaks loudly, your shirt must stay silent. When your watch draws attention, everything else must step back. Effort, when visible, breaks the illusion of confidence. The most expensive thing you can wear is nonchalance, the feeling that none of this required effort.
Finally, the 80-20 rule of visual hierarchy. Most men ignore this, and it quietly ruins their entire presence. 80% of your outfit should be quiet, neutral colors, controlled tones, nothing competing for unnecessary attention. Only 20% should stand out. A watch, a shoe, a single detail that guides the eye intentionally. When everything becomes a statement, nothing stands out, and the observer's eye becomes confused and uncertain. And confusion destroys trust, because when people can't read you clearly, they assume you lack clarity yourself.
A man of high status knows how to guide attention. He builds a quiet base, then introduces one controlled focal point. The purpose of clothing is not to distract, it is to frame you. Your face, your expression, your presence must always remain the focus. If everything speaks, nothing is heard. But when you control visual hierarchy, you control how the room responds to you.
Gentlemen, looking expensive was never about money. It was always about discipline and the signals you choose to control. The discipline to remove what is unnecessary. The discipline to choose quality over quantity. The discipline to stop proving yourself. Start today. Look at your wardrobe. Remove the logos. Seek better fabrics. Let your clothes feel lived in, not freshly purchased. You'll notice something interesting. People won't just notice your clothes, they'll start noticing you differently. Because wealth is quiet. Power is subtle. And a true gentleman never needs to raise his voice. If you're ready to upgrade your wardrobe, type the word wardrobe in the comments. I'll show you what truly matters. In the next video, I'll break down the only 12 pieces you need to never look cheap again. I'll see you there.
When you remove noise and control the details, your presence changes. And once that happens, people respond to you before you even speak.